Hey, this is Crystal Lax today, and I want to do
My
a
grandchildren
message.
never
L-
eat from a table where disrespect is served. Respect is the first food the soul must receive. My grandchildren, if they mock you, belittle you, or silence you, stand.
Let's talk about that silence. She said, if they mock you, if they silence around you, why are you sitting at a table, even if they're family member that won't talk to you? Why are you in the midst of people that's pretending to love you when they don't even, their energy is off. Their energy is so fake and phony when you're around them that they don't welcome your voice, that they don't welcome your presence. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. They don't respond to you like that. They bring forth a grudge bitterness, or why this woman gotta come to my house, why you invite that woman to my house, or why they over here at my house, how come you ain't have it at your house, and they go over there to your house. Well, who wants to go to somebody's house and eat at their table that where I am not welcome, where I'm going to feel that energy? No one wants to sit down and eat their food, well, you're not welcome. Because, see, that's not food that is cooked out of love. That is not food that is served to you out of love. That is food that, well, you got some family members cook with grudges. You got some family members cooking with jealousy and envy. You got some family member, they're not cooking their food out of love. So it's like a witch over a pot that is casting spell over the food that they're serving you. Be careful who you eat behind. Be careful who food that you're eating from, because not everyone is cooking the food out of love. You understand? See, when someone is cooking for you out of love, oh, they're going to put that extra in it and they want it to look pretty and they want to decorate it. They want you to see that they really put their foot into it. They want you to see and they want you to know that I wanted you to be here and eat my food so much that I couldn't wait till you come, and this is what I got. See, they put their love into the food. They put that right ingredient. See, love without the right ingredients, it ain't gonna taste right. You understand? It's gonna taste bitter. And some people cook their food with bitterness. Some people cook their food with anger. It's almost like when they said, be careful with some of the meat that we're eating, because we're eating the soul of the animal. And so when the animal is in that traumatizing state of how it's been killed in order for us to eat it, at the end of the day, we're eating the soul of the animal. Well, the same way can apply, if you will, to your food, who's cooking your food, because that soul of the mind, emotion, and will of that person is cooking that food that you're about ready to eat. And if it's not cooked out of love, it's almost like you digesting poison, because they didn't want you there anyway. They didn't want to serve you anyway. So why you eating their food? Why you sitting in the table? Why are you in the midst of them, family or no family? Why are you going in places and events where you are not welcome, where you are not respected, where you are not even acknowledged, where you are not honored? That could be your family. See, some of our family think that they control the whole family. Some of our family members want to be in charge of everybody in the family. And we had the big mamas back in the days, our grandmama and our big mamas. And they kind of was the anchor of the family, but they don't pass on. But sometimes you have brothers and sisters or aunties that want to force you to be coming to them. See, they ain't gonna make it now that grandmama ain't here. But if we made it while grandmama was here and we lived away from grandmama, we still can make it. We don't need you to force us into nothing. We don't need you to sit up there and make yourself and vote yourself as the family speaker of the year for everybody in the family. You understand? So this particular person manipulate. They use the game of manipulation in order for you to come. They make you feel guilty that if you don't come, and I did all that cooking, but now nobody told you to cook. I ain't got no kids, so I can sit up here and eat on a Burger King sandwich, and I'll be happy for Christmas. Merry Christmas. At the end of the day, nobody told you to do all that. You did it because you wanted to, not to make people feel guilty that you did all that cooking at the end of the day. Then you have those that will manipulate with guilt. They will manipulate with anger. You know, anger can be a powerful tool, just like love can. See, people, when they learn that, oh, you really care if they get mad at you, they use their anger in order to control and manipulate you. So, oh, so you ain't coming over? You're not coming, and I did all that cooking. Oh, and you know that she gonna be there. What, y'all like her more better than me? So this is the way that they manipulate other members in the family by using control anger. That means that they see that when you get angry, when they get angry, you kind of more flock towards their way of doing things, their way of doing the holidays, their way of doing events, their way. So they got to have things always their way. All right? Manipulation. It's like a spirit of Jezebel. Jezebel was a manipulator. Jezebel was a control freak. Jezebel had to control the atmosphere, the hemisphere, the environment, and other people. These particular family members have to control everyone and everything around them in order for them to feel like they're in control of everybody. If I'm really if I'm really about that Christ life, I don't have to control nobody. They have a free will if they want to come or not. I'm not mad at you because at the end of the day, I'm still going to enjoy myself whether you come or not. But I want you to be here. You see, there's a difference when you feel wanted and when you feel unwanted. And you want to, when you feel wanted, oh, you could go in and set the party up. You understand? But when you feel unwanted, you feel this sense of quietness and silence in the room. And then you can feel the resistance. See, love flows easily and effortless. You don't have to put no force behind genuine love because it's going to flow to you easily and effortless. It's going to be such abundant acceptance of your presence because everyone is important. But when you have people in your family to try to make it seem as if they are the only one that is important, we have an unhealthy balance going on because everyone in the family brings something unique with them. But when they can't see your worth and they can't see that your presence matter, that means when you die, my presence will never be missed by you because you never seen me in the first place. You understand? So why would back in the days, they used to use the silent family treatment to lock you out, to make you feel like the black family, the black sheep in the family, to not hold you in conversation, not to invite you in family events, not to talk to you. They will talk about you to the whole family, but they will not sit down and communicate healthy with you. They will talk around you, they will talk about you, but they will not sit down and do a one on one, face to face conversation with you. Yeah, that's unhealthy. You could go to any psychiatrist, any type of therapist, and I guarantee you, they will tell you that those type of traits and those type of methods and those type of attitudes are unhealthy because instead of you making your family member feel like they are a part of the fold and we love you, we do, we're not just saying it in words, we're showing it in our action. No matter how stray that you may have been away from us, we are still family. See, real family love will bring the ones that's astray right on back. Oh, you never left us. The love that we have for you still there, and we're gonna always show it to you. You understand? They're not gonna treat you like you a third toe, that you number 13 and you got 10 toes, but then you three more toes added to the family. They're not gonna treat you um um, with a disdainment, if you will. They're not going to make you feel or want you to feel like you ain't a part of the family. You understand? And you don't have to fight for this position. Let's go ahead and crystal clear and clarify this, because I don't know if I'm going to help a lot of people, because I also had to grow through this pain and its ashes behind me. And some of the family members think that they can use those old hurtful ashes when I was younger and I was more sensitive. But I went through life, and it gave me a spine, and it gave me a backbone, and it taught me about abusive behavior and abusive ways. So therefore, their abusive silent treatment no longer can penetrate me. I don't care if you talk to me or not. At the end of the day, do me a favor and don't talk to me. If you ain't got nothing good to say, then I don't need you to say nothing to me at all. You understand? If all you got coming out of your mouth is nothing but negative about Crystal, I don't need your present, and I don't need nobody toxic like you around me anyway. You understand? And that's where you should get to the point. It's like you also have to think of yourself as just as worthy as they see they so. They think that they better because they got more things. But what good is that if your attitude is bad on the inside? You got the things, but you ain't got yourself in alignment, in order. You so discombobulated in the inside of your emotions and your mental thought, to the point where you bring disdainment to your own family. You stain your own family bloodline. At the end of the day, blood is blood, but you're supposed to have that blood in love. You're supposed to have love. At the end of the day, you're not supposed to be showing your things. Those are just materialistic things, but it has nothing to do with a connection, a relationship connection. You can't even talk to me. Some of them can't even talk to you. They can't even talk to me because they assume, like donkeys, that she's going to respond this way. Well, how can I assume if I never sat down and had a conversation with Crystal, my own self, not based on what anybody else said about her in the family? But let me hold up here and let me have a conversation with Crystal myself. Let me see how she thinks. Let me see what kind of angle she coming from. Let me see her goals and her dream. Or have I already made a presumption that she crazy? She don't know what she talking about. Well, who is my crazy bloodline to judge me as crazy when I came from a bloodline of crazy people? So at the end of the day, this message, I hope, is to inspire, empower you, is to bring out the best in you. For us to wait for other people and men to validate how we feel, to validate us, we might be waiting a cold day in hell. So before hell freezing over, we probably need to go ahead and work on self first. We probably need to work on self journey. Continue on with our journey about self, because it's something about, we was born in this world by ourselves, and it's something that is so true, that we will leave this earth what, by ourselves. The family and the children and anybody else that we invite into our journey is a bonus. But it's all about when it all boils down to it, it's all about your own self journey. This is your life. What part of this, that people that's trying to control you about your life, and they're trying to dictate to you about your own self journey life? Who the hell are they to sit up there and interfere in your journey of life when they got their own damn journey to continue on? They can't even get their own life in order because they too busy trying to dictate yours. They can't even get their own mind and their own thoughts in order because they too busy trying to tell you what to do and how to do it, the way to do it. But some of us have lived out on the street. We have street savvy, we have common sense savvy, we got God savviness, and we got education savvy. They are the one that's lacking. How the hell I'm gonna let a dumbass donkey tell me what to damn do? They can't even get their mind to think crystal clear with some clarity and soundness. They up here pointing the finger at everybody else in the world. They point the finger at every every other family member downfall as if they have no downfall. Well, just by them judging us alone and assuming this and assuming that about us have already shown forth their downfall, have already shown forth their weakness. I don't care if they dressed in formal tuxedos and nice gowns. At the end of the day, if you're snaring your nose down at people and you're walking around with a high-minded attitude or disposition, you have already shown your weakness. You have shown that I gotta puff myself up with the spirit of arrogance and pride in order to make myself feel that I'm better than Crystal, or I'm better than John, or I'm better than Mary, or I'm better than Sarah. I'm better than all these people because I got all these things. And I went to college and I was a part of a sorority or frat club in college, but I was never a follower though. Hold up, wait a minute, put a little reality in Crystal world. Let me tell you something. I've never been a follower. I never been that chick to sit up there and follow people in high school. No, I never been a person to even listen when they say don't talk to her, Crystal. She got the cooties, not even in school. So I've never been a person to follow the crowd. I stand on my own. Crystal make her own choices and decision eventually. And if you about that toxic abusive life, eventually I'm gonna leave your tail and I'm gonna find some safety and I'm gonna get away where I can still grow. My wings can still flourish. My wings can still spread out. Those that wait upon the Lord shall mount up with wings of eagle. You understand? God wants us to be able to fly freely. And people that is healthy minded, if you will think healthy thoughts towards you because they will want you to mount up with wings of eagle as well. A healthy family member or a healthy man or woman in a relationship will not try to cripple you. They will not try to hinder you from flying and flopping your own wings, your own individual wings, whether they agree with you or disagree, whether it works out for you or not. At least they're allowing you the room and the safe space to flop out your wings and let it go. If you take off, you take off. If you still flop it, well, flop until you get it. This is Crystal Lachelle Lax Davis. And I hope that my messages that I'm loading up on YouTube, I hope that it be such a powerful inspiration because I don't went through a lot of trauma and a lot of drama, and I ain't trying to do that at the age of 59. In 2026, I'm gonna be 59. I don't have strokes and don't overcame so many surgeries, so many sickness that the devil try to hit me up with. But at the end of the day, I'm still fighting, and I still make it a goal to inspire people from my story. You understand what I'm saying? That if God can make me like a phoenix bird that came out of the ashes, that raised up out of the ashes of my past, because I was sharing a message that I have wrote a long time ago. Is that old ashes cannot burn. So those old method of silencing you out and trying to talk over you and trying to act like you don't have a voice in the family, oh, those are old painful ashes that you went through the fire of suffering through people treating you like that. Now they became ashes behind you, so they no longer burn. See, it's something about when you go take a cigarette and you dump cigarette ashes in a cigarette tray, an ashtray. Well, when you take a lighter, you're going to find out that ashes don't burn. Go ahead, try to light a pile of cigarette ashes. See if they burn for you. Old ashes can't burn at the end of the day. And that's the word that God take our ashes and turn them into beauty. That God makes something out of those old ashes. Oh no, He don't throw them away. Because God is the great creator. God is very creative. God is the great creative. No, no, God don't throw our ashes away. God take those ashes and He begin to shape and mold them into a new life for us. Make us new versions of ourselves that is more higher, that we're going from glory to glory at the end of the day. He takes us out of the fire, if you will, and then He puts you in the coolness of the water to mold you. See, I used to work in a factory, and sometimes some of the parts that we would pull from the oven, from a hot oven, would have to be put in cold water in order to mold it, fixed. And sometimes God may have to put you in the fire to bake you, but then God will put you in the coolness to mold you, if you will. See, what they look at as nobody, but in the inside, you are fine gold. And there's something about gold, that gold need to be placed in the fire, hot fire sometime, in order for it to become refined gold, the purest of gold, if you will. And see, God made you. That means that you have already went through the fire. I mean, the hottest of fire. I think the hottest of fire, besides them snatching my grandchildren, I think the highest of fire is that the sacrifice of my son that was murdered, the blood that was shed on this earth ground. And though it's been 3 months, that moment when you find out is when that fire begin. The test, the trial of fire. Will she fall and crumble? Will she go crazy that her son been murdered? Will she be able to handle it? And how are you doing? Did it drive you into a mental breakdown? How are you feeling? See, once you get through those stages of grieving, because children of God don't grieve like other people, believe it or not, if you will. The children and men and women of God, yes, we feel the grief of a loved one and losing anything, but it's something about the spirit of joy comes in and immediately begin to work with us. Immediately begin to work on us. The spirit of peace comes in and get to working. The spirit of love get to working in us, and immediately God begin to restore us and fix us and repair us. What the devil meant to destroy us with, what the devil meant to sabotage, what the devil meant to devour us with, what the devil meant to break you forever. At the end of the day, God began to restore immediately. God began, God began to um, do or conduct emergency procedure, surgery procedure, if you will, in your life. In your life. Nobody can tell mother and father how long they can grieve. But at the end of the day, when we walk in Christ, that we don't grieve like others grieve. Because we already know, according to the word of God, that those that is dead in Christ shall be the first one being raised up like the phoenix bird, if you will, that not even the grave could hold them, if you will. Not even the grave could hold Jesus. Jesus rose up, like he said, on the third day, I'm going to rise up. You killed this flesh, but my spirit, you can't handle it. You understand? So I pray that my message that I give to you be an added bonus. I call them golden nuggets that I leave behind for you that it's been so discouraged and you second guess yourself. You guessing your faith, you guessing your intuition, you guessing they got you so distorted in your mind to the point where you're always self-doubting. You're always second guessing yourself. Like your thoughts is not as important as another person, or your viewpoints in life is not important as another person. How you view things, or your unique creative way, or ideals, or business ideals is not as good as this person here, but it's a business ideal that needs to be expressed, and you have the freedom of expression. But when we grew up in abusive homes, we didn't have that safe space, if you will, to be able to say what you want to say, or to be able to express yourself freely. Even if that meant to wear your hair a certain way, they would criticize the way how you wear your hair. Even if that meant for you to get naturally creative in your fashion, and maybe you was dressing different from the other kids, but it was creative expressively. But you wasn't given that safe space to even express yourself in clothing, in your own mind, with your own ideal and your own artwork. You always saying that I'm not very creative, but you are. Everybody is in walking the image of the creator, and God is a very creative person. You just need people to give you a safe place where you can express your creativity, even if it starts that you take a yellow crayon and go around the circle. Then you take a blue and yellow, and you just go around the circle on this paper, but you have created art, just different color, a rainbow art of a spiral. This is your creative part in God, and they have trained you in a negative, toxic home or family environment that is filled with people assuming and assumption. They live by assumption. They live by assuming things and being complete jackasses. I think that I would rather be the black sheep. At least I'm a sheep. I may be a black spotted sheep, but at least I am a sheep instead of a jackass, instead of a donkey. So therefore, I am a sheep. And just to add to this note, Jacob, when he was separating from his uncle Laban, he wanted the spotted sheep because he tends to sheep. So even if the sheep was spotted and it had marks on it and blemishes on it, he knew that he could raise and raise even spotted sheeps to be profitable, if you will, for him. Because he was a sheep herder, he knew how to handle even sheep that was spotted. So therefore, God knows how to handle you as a black sheep. I wouldn't want to be a clone anyway. I want to stand out. So being a black sheep ain't bad after all. That means that all these other ones look like clones, and I'm the black swan. I am the black sheep of the family. That means I stand out from all of these clones and clowns at the end of the day. Peace.